This one is called
Yes.
the pants.
Wait, what's
Take
in
8.
front of our...
All right.
Wait,
Welcome to Funniest
it's
Thing.
clear we're the pick of the litter because God's the highest bidder?
We all know the funniest
No,
things
it's just,
happen.
we're the
Stop
pick of the litter.
seriously and step
Because
out
God's the highest bidder.
Yeah.
blindly, stepping up to the next swinging girder and falling into an outrageous jackpot.
He's a go-go.
And
You're-
broadcasting to 171 countries.
Right here.
At the end.
Broadcasting internationally.
Yes.
To
Step
171.
out boldly and experience the funniest things. Now, here are your hosts, Daryl and Ed.
Yes, that's our cue, and welcome to Funniest Thing, where each week we share stories about how stepping out boldly always leads to better than expected outcomes.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yes, I'm Daryl,
And I'm Ed.
and we are broadcasting to over 170 countries internationally
That's right.
from middle school studios in downtown Culver City, the heart of Screenland.
We have some good news for you today.
Yes, we do.
What is
Great
today's
news.
show title?
The title is God is Always the Highest Bidder. What do we mean by that?
Well, when it comes to evaluating ourselves, most of us are poor appraisers.
True.
God sees us as one-of-a-kind masterpieces with unlimited potential for good. Seeing ourselves as anything less feels bad because it's not true. Ah, thank goodness. During the second segment, Funniest Thing fan, Christina Robohm, well, we're going to find out how we really pronounce her name today on the air, drops in to read and discuss today's daily word, pray for others.
And how about a quick little notice? Let our listeners know if you're listening on Unity Online Radio.
That's right.
And you haven't been following us on YouTube as of yet, you can go to our website at darylanded.com and connect any way you want. Even if you're not a Facebook user,
That's right.
You can see everything we post on Facebook on our homepage. And I'm bringing this up because right now we have online on our Facebook page. It's also on our YouTube channel. And it's 18 Days with Daryl and Ed.
Yes.
And it was actually inspired by a friend of mine, a school teacher in New Jersey I grew up with, Kathy Carroll.
Yes.
She's a Funniest Thing fan, and she's friends of mine since high school. Matter of fact, she's acknowledged in my book, What If Godzilla Just Wanted a Hug, for helping proofread it. And earlier last week, after we did our show, I should say late last week after we did last week's show, she had texted me about, asking about some other tools, things to read that I might recommend. And one of the things I recommended was Gerald Jampolsky's mini course for healing relationships and bringing about peace of mind. It's an 18-day, you get a card a day, you read the meditation, and it puts your mind in the best possible direction. It really coincides with today's topic, appraising yourself properly and approving of yourself as you are. So we decided each day,
Yes.
Ed and I are posting a thought for the day straight from this mini course.
That's right.
And you could find that on our website. Soon we'll have a whole page there, but you could find it through Facebook and on our YouTube channel.
That's right. And this week's show, which is called God is Always the Highest Bidder. I just want to say it was started, I took a yoga class. I hadn't taken one in like a year. That's right. And some reason I started thinking about the phrase, doing God's bidding. And I thought to myself, what does that really mean, And then I started thinking about the word bidding like an auction. And we were just talking
Yes.
about this, and we wanted to let you know what
Got
we're talking
50,000?
about.
Do I hear 55?
Right.
55,000?
And all of a sudden I realized God is always bidding the highest. No matter what our own mind is telling us, God is always bidding the highest for us.
Well, you know why? If you ever sit in one of these auctions and someone starts bidding really high and rapidly, and you're wondering why, it's because I can't or you can't see the value in what he's bidding on.
Right.
But he clearly sees some value in this, even though I might not be able to see it. And Ed and I were discussing with each other how that's oftentimes that's how we evaluate or value ourselves or appraise ourselves.
Right.
And Ed and I were talking about how we have the tendency
Yes.
to kind of discount what are really our assets.
Yes.
You know, when people compliment us for something, or even people talk about the show, you know, funniest thing with Daryl and Ed, I go, oh yeah, it's on Unity, it's an online radio show, it's a podcast. And I'm not really appraising it at its proper value. And I do that a lot with myself.
That's right.
And Ed said something great the other day.
Yes.
This comment where
Yes.
all our issues, all our problems really come from...
All of our issues and all... What did I say to you there? All of them come from self-condemnation.
Yeah, not approving
Not
of
approving of ourselves,
Yeah,
not appreciating, being hard on ourselves.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the simple way of saying
All
it.
our problems come from being hard on ourselves because we're not really seeing ourselves as God sees us.
Yeah, we really are here to cooperate with a love that never changes. Our only job is to cooperate. So when I get into thinking, I'm not good enough for what I do.
I'm not doing enough.
I didn't do enough, or I did that thing wrong back then, or I might do this thing wrong later. It's totally blowing my fears way out of proportion because God is really doing all the work. And we really just got to get in receptive place, or you could call it just the creative urge within us, that joy, it's like that thing that you can't really put a name on, but there's something bigger than what I'm focusing on when I start being hard on myself that's trying to just do its thing.
Well, yeah, God already accepts us right where we are. I don't have to make myself improved for God. God loves me right now as I am. And every time I'm doing things and I'm thinking, well, I'm not doing enough.
That's right.
Meanwhile, God's saying, wow, I can't believe how much you accomplished today.
Yes.
And a few weeks ago, it became very clear in my mind how precisely this law works. Whether how we feel about ourselves, how we judge ourselves is how we judge others. And but that's not the real tragedy. The real tragedy is this. A few weeks ago, it dawned on me, my father in a nutshell would say, however he talked to me, it all came down to this idea of I'm bad and I need to improve.
Yes.
So now that's constantly become part of my, long after he's dead, deep down, he may have said 1,000 different words, but it comes down to I'm bad, I need to improve.
That's what gets stored down inside.
Yeah. So what happens? I started creating through my actions and behaviors proof that I'm bad and I need to improve. Situations and circumstances always seem to match and reassure me that I'm bad and I need to improve. Well, the only way to break that loop is to start approving of myself now. And we got a really great reading from Louise Hay. It's from You Can Heal Your Life.
Yes.
And it's an awesome book. I'll make sure it's on our recommended list.
Well, let's just, one thing you just said, and then I want to hear that is that it's like got written down. There's like a code, like a program that got written down in there a long time ago that says, I'm not good enough. I have to change myself. I got to
do more.
And all that stuff. Because it's playing, we experience, like, when we're like just going along with that script, we just keep experiencing more of not being good enough. And more of and so reading is a great way to what do we do to like let go of that program so that we can access a new program and let God, let love work on our behalf in our life.
Well,
work out.
Well, the trap with that too is it makes me feel bad. If I'm constantly saying to myself, I'm bad, I need to improve, I need to do more, I got to fix this, I got to figure out how to do that, I feel bad. Well, that bad feeling, instead of me changing the program, I think I got to push harder.
Right.
I got to do more then.
Yeah.
And now I feel even worse.
Yeah. And
so,
it's I mean, we can get pretty used to having like a terrified feeling inside and not realize that, like, when I really, because sometimes I don't want to slow down. I don't want to take the time to look at what's going on. But when I do, and I find there's like a terrified child inside there that's actually there's basically a little child yelling, and that's, if I don't take the time to take care of myself, that it's like having a little screaming child running my life as an adult. And it's like, it's so worth slowing down and recognizing that because that's actually good news, because it's easier to soothe and calm than we often think it is.
Well, yes, that is good news, because the solution is not doing more,
That's right.
not achieving more,
That's right.
not pushing harder, not knocking down more doors to get to where I think I ought to be, and then I'll finally be able to approve of myself and I won't
Right.
be bad anymore. No, the good news is it's an inside job.
Yeah.
And it's as easy as, like you were just saying, okay, recognize this is me not believing I'm good enough. The child inside, or whatever you want to call it, is like crying. It's tired, it's cranky.
That's right.
And instead, reassure that child, comfort
Yes.
myself, approve of myself, remind myself I'm doing more than enough. A gratitude list is another great
Yeah.
way. Look at your life more objectively, like God looks at our life and go, wow, I have a wonderful house.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm breathing.
That's right.
Wow. Because if God was bidding on me,
That's right.
I'd be going, oh, that's just Daryl. He's not much. Why can't I bid on someone? I'll wait till George Clooney gets on the stage.
Right.
Meanwhile, God's going, oh my God, look at the potential in this guy.
right.
Wow, look at him. He's perfectly fit. Wow, look, he's got great blue eyes.
Right.
Wow, whoa, he can draw too. And
Does
like when
a
he's
great radio show.
when he sees Ed go up there, he goes, oh my God, he could play the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, he's taller than that other guy, Daryl. But
Exactly.
but here's the thing, we got to see ourselves as God does, and God's always the highest bidder.
Right.
And this reading from Louise Hay is a nice place to start. Like I said, it's from You Can Heal Your Life. And she says in a nutshell, self-approval and self-acceptance in the now are the main keys to positive changes in every area of our lives. Not beating ourselves up more. Loving the self begins with never, ever criticizing ourselves for anything. Criticism locks us into the very pattern we are trying to change. Understanding and being gentle with ourselves helps us move out of it. Remember, you've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens.
Yes.
And this is a little affirmation she does. And when I first was introduced to this, thank God it was by men, because it made me really consider the value. And it was, Marine Corps Mike Urton. He said, Daryl, every day look in the mirror. And he said, I do this.
Right.
And this would sound really corny, and it did even then. But coming from a man's man, I gave it the
Plus,
value.
he gave you a kick in the behind if you said it in a weak manner. You
Oh,
told him
yeah.
to.
Well, the
It's not-
first thing we did, we all held hands in group, and he goes, okay, guys, repeat after me. I am necessary, I am important, and I am worthwhile. And we're all like uncomfortable about saying these good things about ourselves,
Yes.
especially then. I am necessary, I'm important, and I'm worthwhile. You sound like a bunch of losers. Louder. I am necessary, I'm important, and I am worthwhile.
Right.
He had to like boot camp us into doing something
Yes.
good. But the thing that was profound when he said, look in the mirror and tell yourself,
Yes.
Daryl, I love you. Daryl, you're a wonderful guy. And I was like, oh my God, this was hard to do. It's still hard to do.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, you get in the habit of it and it really transforms everything. And Louise
Yes.
Hay gives a great affirmation. All this will be on our script page so you can copy it and replace it with your name and look at it and do it on a daily basis. And it says here, Louise, you are wonderful and I love you. This is one of the best days of your life. Everything is working out for your highest good. Whatever you need to know is revealed to you. Whatever you need comes to you. All is well. It really takes all the hurry, all the worry to know wherever I am. Like even when I was walking to meet Ed at Howard's to eat our chili burger, I was really, because we've been in tune with this week's show, I was thinking, you know what? Wherever I go, that's where it's like wherever I stand is holy
Yes.
ground. I don't need to go, okay, maybe we should go over here because we might meet so-and-so, right? No. Just go about your daily God's bidding.
Yes.
Just the daily routine.
Yes.
And with this attitude, you become magnetic
Right.
to your heart's desire.
That includes being the mornings are huge for me, and Daryl waking up and some of the voices that start coming forward and getting grumbly and upset and really don't want to necessarily get on board with the idea that all is well and that life is moving in my favor. And I was listening to some Abraham Hicks, and they were talking about how in the morning it's so important to before I get out of bed to, they said they recommended like setting the alarm 20 minutes early and just laying there and calming myself down. This is what I heard him saying, and before I even get out of bed, just reminding myself that all is well, so that I don't jump out of bed, because that's another thing. I feel like my life, because of like going to school and not necessarily following your natural rhythms of things, like I got like life to me in the past was like get up and rush and do this, and it was really like criticizing myself. I started criticizing myself because if I do that, I get grouchy and cranky, and like then my voice, that angry voice or that upset voice gets even worse. So lately, in the morning, even with the spiritual stuff, I just tell myself it's all right. I'm still waking up. The part of me that doesn't want to get on board with that, it's all right. I'm still waking up. I'll get there. And because the thing with the spiritual thing is I tend to try to judge myself even more harshly when I'm not in a positive state of mind. But if you take that as a metaphor for spiritual awakening or whatever you want to call it, just be like, it's okay. I'm still waking up. We're all still waking up. I'm going to get this. The fact that I am even aware that's where I want to be is proof that I'm going to get it, And so that morning part for me lately, I want to share it because it's so big. And then today I'll share how that all panned out. I went to the sauna before I met you at the YMCA, right? And I was kind of snippy. I talked to Daryl and, something, and I was just like, wow, I'm still pretty cranky. It's all right. I'm still waking up. I went in. I was kind of feeling combative. I went into the sauna. The first session, I was sitting there, and the sauna is like a great place to meditate and pray because it really brings you right into the now. And then, so I did the first session. I got out. It's like hot. You go sit in there, and then I get out, take the cold shower, take a little breather, then go back in. And after I got out of the first time, I was like, wow. I realized, man, I'm not alone in this. I started thinking about like the spiritual leaders that like inspire me. So I'm not alone. They got my back. So I started asking them for help. I started thinking about that fact. So I got in there. Started meditating. I started just affirming all is well. I forget what I started thinking about our show. I was just being gentle with myself. In a couple minutes, this guy came into the sauna. He looks at me, and I have this giant tattoo on my stomach, and he's looking at me, and I can't tell. He points to it. And I can't tell if it's a good, like, if he's getting it and he loves it, or if he's like, what Judging. The hell is that?
Yeah.
But I just kept blessing when I was getting into a good state. And he goes, that tattoo says it all. Perfect. He said, you have everything. And I said, oh, man, that's awesome. And he started going on and on. You have everything. A great smile. You have everything. And he just kept praying, like, I said, dude, thank you so much. I couldn't believe the timing of it. It was amazing.
The timing's perfect. Because that's how this works. Just like when we get out and think life's an emergency, then I'm like a fireman trying to fight my way through traffic to go put out fires. But when I'm first, like how I treat others is a reflection of myself. Yeah. How others treat me is a reflection of myself.
That's right.
And once you got into that place, then everything transforms for the better.
The hard part was admitting to myself how cranky I felt because I didn't want to feel cranky, but I did. So I got past that, and then the second thing, once I left there, I was on fire. My wife was also at the Y, but I didn't know where she was. First, I was looking in rooms, and I said, "This has literally happened." I said to myself, "Man, I would love to see my wife if it works out." Right when I said that, she walked around the corner.
Yeah. Always.
Right when I said that to myself and let go of the search.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the outro music to the break is already playing. I think. But if either way, coming up next, funniest thing fan, Christina, we call her Robohm. And she drops it. We're going to find out how to pronounce her last name. She has a great organization called Yoga in Your Workplace. And she's dropping in to read and discuss today's daily word, pray for others. So thank you for listening to Funniest Thing on Unity Online Radio. What's going on?
I'm excited to see Robohm.
What's going on?
He's snorting cocaine. I think he's upset because Robohm can't figure out how to work her yoga in the workplace.
Is he
really sleeping?
The spiritual teachings you know?
Well, our YouTube viewers get to enjoy all the fun on the breaks.
Our engineer is either passed out or he had a coronary.
Or he's crying.
licensed
goes-
community teacher,
Dude, Pop
author,
Rocks.
and coach.
Well,
All
the-
those Pop Rocks he was eating.
Well, remember when Mikey woke up and was spider eggs? You don't remember that rumor
No.
that someone ate Pop Rocks and they woke up with spiders in their mouth?
No, but it
It's
sounds
horrible.
like something we would have feared when we were kids.
Yeah, so yeah, it was fearful.
11 a.m. Center on Receive Your Life, only on Unity Online Radio.
You better text him. I think he is passed out. He's not even budging. This is a first, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching us, oh, we're coming back. Okay.
You're listening to
we
Funniest
got some
Things
great
with Daryl
stuff
and
to-
Ed, the best-looking guys on the radio. If you have a question or comment about today's show, or if you'd like to join in the discussion, friend us on Facebook.
This is like
at
Weekend at
Funniest Thing,
Bernie's.
Daryl and Ed, or email us at funniestthing@unityonlineradio.org. Now, back to
Jeff
Funniest Thing.
Comfort may be deceased, ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome back to Funniest Thing. Ah, Jeff
Oh,
Comfort's
my God.
alive.
Thank goodness. All
Hey,
right.
This is God, today's episode. Thanks for sticking around to the second segment. This God is always the highest bidder.
Yes, he is. Dude, that is great news. That means no matter what your brain is telling you, no matter what my own brain tells me, whatever Daryl's little bag of tricks comes up with, God is always the highest bidder. If you're
Appraising
wondering,
us highly.
that's right. If you're wondering how to do God's bidding, it's always to do, we were talking about it, the most joyous,
Yes.
the most appreciative. I was listening to Joel Osteen on the way after. Daryl's got me hooked on Joel Osteen. I cannot lie. It's like such a, man, it's like a, you take all the joy from like a sermon and just pack it into like a 20-minute or an hour.
very
It goes
positive.
from one thing to the next. And that was one of the things that really helped me get ready for today's show. Because sometimes I get this weird resistance to even doing this show, but for whatever reason, because it's something I love so much. But I realized praising others, appreciating others, it actually jumpstarts me. It gets me out of that stingy belief, and it actually reminds me more of who I am. Because this week, Daryl and I have been talking about the fact that when we do things from the perspective that we're philanthropists, because we all came here and we all are still connected to God. Everything and to the kingdom, as they say. Everything we really need, want, desire, it's already here. If we really take stock of our lives, they are amazing. And when we do take stock, they get even better. So when we approach things like we're philanthropists, like whether it's this show or a CD I'm doing or Daryl's speaking or books or whatever, when we look at it like we're just rich, wealthy philanthropists who are doing this because we have something to share, it actually creates more attraction because the energy's so good.
It's the only way to go. And that's a lot about what
Yes.
our 18-day mini course
Yes.
is about, that you can watch online or on Facebook.
Or on
It's-
YouTube.
It's all about becoming focused on giving
giving.
rather than thinking about what I'm going to get out of every situation.
Right.
And by doing that, you're affirming that you're prosperous.
That's right.
You know-
That even includes the way you talk to yourself. Are
Yes.
you giving yourself praise? Or are you just trying to get some more out of yourself? Like you can, I can tell when I'm feeling this way and I'm talking to someone else who thinks they need to get more out of themselves before they can be worthy.
Is that the correct Skype address?
We just got the text message from a very close friend, Unity.
Christina Robohm.
Yeah, Unity Online Radio. Is that what it's called?
She never accepted the request.
Oh, I see.
Maybe you could tell.
All
her.
right.
Well, I'm going to just go ahead and say this is the time we thank our
Yes.
listeners. And because we love our listeners, we've discovered we broadcast internationally live to over 170 countries.
Yes.
And we appreciate you sharing our show, talking about our show.
And we have fans in all 50 states. I
Yes,
believe.
we do,
looked
on Facebook.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is pretty amazing. We really just do this because we love it. It started because we always talk about this stuff together. Daryl's mentor friend, Mike Dugan, recommended we do a radio show. And now we're doing something we never thought we would do. And we're so happy that so many people are enjoying it.
Yes,
So
and
thank
this is
you.
and this is the time we like to thank the man who makes it all possible for our listeners in all 170 countries to hear us.
This guy could do this job in his sleep.
Matter
I
of
tell
fact,
you.
he does do it in his sleep when he does our show most of the time.
Well, we do have that effect on people.
And his name is Jeff Comfort. And each week,
He takes us
right into the comfort zone. Yeah.
Shout out to the prayer line.
That's right.
Shout out to the prayer line. 800 now pray 800-669-7729. It's a great tool. There's also an app, the letter U, Pray. It's a free app.
Which we both have.
It's all used by the same group of prayers.
Yes.
And you can just type it in and send it in, or press the button and call and talk to him. But it is a great way to remember that God is always the highest bidder. When we remember that, everything goes smoothly. And we have someone to pray for.
That's right. Judith Martin Straw is the editor of the CulverCityCrossroads.com. And today, she's actually having surgery on Wednesday. Today is August 12th to have cancer removed, and the prognosis is very good.
So we send love to Judith Martin Straw, all the doctors, everyone involved. The light is going in there. The angels are there. Everything is good.
Yes.
That's right.
And so it is.
And so it is, and
so does.
All right.
And we also like to give a big shout out to the Daily Word.
Oh,
because it's not just for
little old ladies.
And if you go to the DarylandEd.com website, you can get a very, very special rate on your subscription.
It's funny because I just resubscribed myself. I got the email that said your subscription is going to be done in 3 days. So I just pushed whatever few buttons on that email it sent me to the website, and I resubscribed myself.
Nice.
And I always get the large print version because for me it's more like a children's book, and that's the way my mind works. It's bigger. It's the same exact thing. Daryl gets the smaller one because he likes to put it in the pocket of his skinny jeans.
Yes, I do. Those rock and roll jeans, they don't fit that big one like yours.
That's right. That is correct. So,
wait, the moment our listeners have all been waiting for, if they've been following our show, it's how to pronounce our guest's last name. I hear giggling.
Oh, that's
there.
A good sign.
I know. It sounds like a 14-year-old schoolgirl about to go to her first New Directions concert. What's it called?
One Direction. Is that Harry Styles? All right.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Do you have a camera you can turn on?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, I'm just grateful to be connected to you by audio, so we can rock this.
All right, fantastic.
All right.
We say that when we're nude as well.
Yes, we do. So, are you ready to read today's Daily Word?
Did we get the last name for now?
Oh, she never said her last name. It's a mystery.
Okay, first of all, as an Italian from New England, I really appreciate how you say it. I've never heard anyone in my family say Robohm.
Hey, Robohm!
I love it. So you can keep it like that. But in my family, we say Robohm.
Robohm. I think Larry Broughton said it correctly. Robohm.
Robohm. Yay.
Robohm.
Do you guys say, that's Robohm?
I can't even say it. My mouth won't even make that sound.
I don't, you'll never get that out. Daryl's mouth will go. Okay, so Christina Robohm is in the house. How are you today?
So happy to be here with you guys.
Oh my God, we got happier just hearing your voice.
I know. We were excited all day, all week, thinking about it, knowing you were finally going to join us. We're a little disappointed we can't see you, but that's all right. We still love you.
That's right. We definitely do.
Next time.
Next time, Gadget. Next time. All right, so let's read the Daily Word. You have the Daily Word there?
I do.
Excellent.
Today's daily word is pray for others. I bless others with my prayers. We all experience ups and downs. Feelings waver between elation and sorrow, hope and despair. Just as emotions do not last forever, the situations that cause them ultimately change as well. When I witness a loved one or a stranger experiencing a difficult situation, I hold them in my prayer. I acknowledge their feelings with love and empathy. I look past their temporary circumstances to the unchanging truth of who they are, God expressing as life. I envision them as healthy, prosperous, and filled with peace. Regardless of circumstance, I surround others with light and love. Together, we may laugh and we may cry. Through it all, we give thanks for God expressing in and as our lives. And the Bible quote is, I the Lord your God, hold your hand. It is I who say to you, do not fear, I will help you. And that's from Isaiah 41:13.
Dude, that is good. The Message version, which is the Message version of the Bible, which we like to read, which was given to us by the Daughters of St. Paul, Pauline Books and Media.
Yeah, Sister Jennifer.
That's right. It says, that's right, because I, your God, have a firm grip on you, and I'm not letting go. I'm telling you, don't panic. I'm right here to help you. Do you feel like a lowly worm, Jacob? Don't be afraid. Feel like a fragile insect, Israel? I will help you. I, God, want to reassure you.
Oh, that's good news. God never panics.
And God is always the highest bidder.
You know what? One thing before I ask Christina how she relates to this that dawned on me while we were reading it, because the first segment of the show we were talking about how we treat others and how people treat us is always a reflection of how we're treating ourselves.
Yes.
When I'm impatient, wherever I am, it's because I'm like with others, or if I'm standing on the Starbucks line, I'm getting impatient. It's because I'm being impatient with myself. I'm telling myself, we got to be somewhere. Right. And until that changes, nothing changes.
Yes.
You know, I'll remain impatient. And I'll see the line seem longer, and it'll grow and grow and grow.
And the thoughts that go through our head will tell us it's never going to get any shorter or whatever.
Right. And however, though, this also gives us another tool, which we hear a lot in the Bible, you know, as I treat others, what I give is what I receive.
Right.
How I treat others is how others treat me.
Right.
So rather than thinking, well, I got to change how I'm feeling, I could just start now. Let me see how I could be giving in this situation instead of worrying about I'm not going to get to my place on time.
That's right.
And it starts to unravel.
That's right.
Unravel that impatience, and all of a sudden the line seems to be moving faster.
Every time.
It's miraculous.
Every time. All right.
Absolutely. You guys, I apply this stuff that you teach every day, and it's brought me so much sanity. And even just reading, since I read this earlier today just to prepare, it showed up already in my life today.
Ah.
Yeah, I had a friend is flying from Hawaii to Chicago, and she had a layover here in California. So I guess she got on the plane in Hawaii and at some point lost her license. And in California, she had to get her bag and come out of security and go back in for some reason. So she was thinking she'd not be able to get on the second leg of her flight because she didn't have a license. And that alone is hard enough in itself. So I'm praying for her, and I'm like, you know, I see that your license is there and you'll come across it, or I see that this will work out. And so, and then I'm also borrowing her car while she's gone, and I've got a packed schedule and all these things to do. And then I started thinking, oh my God, well, if she can't go to Chicago and has to stay here, then I have to go get her and I have to give her car back. And oh my God, I have these meetings. How am I going to reschedule them? And I was like, whoa, okay, wow. Like, nothing as big as this just happens without a reason. And stop it. Just stop what you're doing and stop your selfishness and just pray for her. My friend's name is Vanetta, and I just prayed for her. And she texted me that they let her back through security with a picture of her passport on her phone and her credit card.
Wow. That's amazing.
And you know, we'll probably hear in the next, and definitely report back with a comment or an email about how miraculously or how serendipitously her license is restored.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be another little positive bonus with this story. But isn't it amazing? I mean, you would think they're never going to let her through without an actual license.
Yeah.
Things really do work. Prayer really does change things.
Yeah, because it gets us receptive to the truth that it's always working out in our favor.
Right, and nothing's bad. And she wasn't doing anything bad. Like,
that's right.
No evil comes out of doing good. It's not like your friend was trying to, trick anyone into letting her on a plane.
Right.
It was just like, so of course the law is on our side. Whenever we're just doing the right thing, the law is always working on our behalf.
That's right.
That's
right. That's right. The moment we drop into a place of being receptive, it doesn't matter what's happened all day. It was the moment we turn the switch on and realize that all is well. Just do whatever we got to do to readjust our mindset just to get receptive. So it's like God's always trying to get in. The good is always trying to get in. We have to get into a place of receptivity so that we can experience it when, we can be there to meet it when it arrives. Right? And talk to the right person when it arrives.
And it's never too late to stop beating yourself up. Not too long ago, I was driving somewhere convinced I was going to meet my friends way out of town, and I was in horrible traffic, and I got all caught up in the wrong I was at the wrong hotel, and I started feeling myself grind on myself. And we know we're doing that. We may not be consciously hearing this was a stupid idea, but we'll feel like, oh man, what? Like the feelings are the guidance system.
Guidance.
Remember,
important.
feelings aren't facts, but they are indicators of where my thinking is going.
That's right.
So I kept hearing myself, Daryl, you could start right now. You could right now, every day, every instant is a whole new day.
Yes.
The past, what happened 5 minutes ago is just as far in the past as what happened 30 years ago.
Right.
The past is the past. Let's start anew.
Yes.
And move with a healthier frame of mind from this point. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy.
Right.
The train was really moving down those
I hear
tracks
you.
of you screwed up. This was a stupid idea. You should have never did this. You kind of were vacillating anyway. I mean, but I kept going, no. And what happened? I get a serendipitous call from Larry Broughton, of all people.
Yeah.
And he was just 2 exits away from where I was,
Perfect.
leaving the house to run an errand with his son.
Amazing.
I mean, it seems insane how miraculous it was.
Yeah.
And then 2 stops beyond him, as soon as I said goodbye to eating pizza with Larry and catching up, my friend Jeff, who I'm going to the Tiki Oasis tomorrow with, was 2 more stops away from there. So I was right where I was supposed to be once I let go of beating myself up and, in a sense, reminding myself that God is the highest bidder. You're not off course. This is going to work out positively right here.
Yes.
It wouldn't have if I kept pounding myself.
That's right.
And sat through traffic and made myself go home.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have been receptive to your intuition.
No.
Which was, you wouldn't have, you may not have answered the call from Larry.
Oh, no, I would have been too upset.
So you wouldn't have been receptive to the life rafts when they arrived.
True.
Yeah, and the number one thing that you guys help me with is the fear of I have all these important meetings lined up and I have lots of big money making things coming in the next 2 weeks that I need her car for. And in that moment, I drew on what you share. And I mean, it's stuff that I've studied for a long time, but the way you say it just makes it make more sense to me. And I was like, okay, this weird thing is happening right now.
Yes.
This is more powerful than the schedule that I created. And I'm going to open up to where I'm supposed to be then.
Right.
That's
Oh
scary.
my goodness.
It's that one thought that I got years ago from Mike Dugan, which is, I wonder what wonderful thing's going to come out of this seemingly negative situation.
Yeah.
Or another thing he would do, it would start with the things I thought were horrific.
Right.
One of them was, I was in art school, I was out of the service, but I was still an inactive reservist, and Desert Storm kicked in.
Yeah.
And I got a letter from, the Coast Guard. I'm going, they're going to pull me back just when everything's going good.
Right.
And I called Dugan, I tell him what's going on. His name's Mike Dugan, and he always responds the same. That's great. I wonder what great thing's going to come of this. And it's like getting hit by Mike Tyson in a good way.
Yeah.
Because it shocks my system, and deep down, my soul knows he's right.
Yeah.
So I surrender.
And he gives you a great,
Yes.
I know you do the same thing for me. It's like you give me a great opportunity to actually look at it and make a choice. Which one am I going to believe?
Yes.
Which one? Because I've been investing energy and believing this other thing. I just got this image when we're talking. It's like God hands us all these wonderful things that we're going to do. For me, it was getting my brakes fixed the other day, doing all this stuff. Somehow there's a part of me that climbs out of the cellar, grabs all these great plans, grabs the piece of paper, wads it up into a ball, and goes back down in the cellar and makes it into this stressful mess.
I gotta do it, gotta do this.
And it's like,
leave me alone.
yeah, I go down there
I'm busy.
Igor down there. And I'm that's an insult to Igor, because he was probably a relaxed fellow. But the way mine, and so usually it's Daryl and I like to laugh. It's by the time we burn our mind out so bad that we're both laying on the mat going, I can't handle beating myself up anymore. Then God goes, all right, perfect. Now we can start your day.
Yes, and then that's see, listen, everyone listening, that's the great news. That's why surrender works.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean being a doormat. It means I'm finally going to release all this toxic thinking
Yeah.
and finally just go, I give up, and throw in the towel. And then God comes rushing in and go, great. Now we can get back in the raft
Yes.
and row gently down the stream.
Dude, yes.
Merrily, merrily, merrily.
Dude, it happened to me just the other day. And all those things I listed were going through my head. And I went to the gym. I did something. And I came back and I was so burnt out from trying to think of all that stuff. I just sat down. Sometimes I'll smoke a cigar. I smoked a cigar. And then you called. And I said, all right, starting over. Breaks are not getting done today. I'm going to meet Fazaro. We're going to do this thing and then my whole day went smoothly.
Oh, it's the only way to fly. It's hard to believe it every time it comes up. But
man. That's why we got to be gentle with ourselves.
Yeah, gentle and practice.
Even when we're way off, we got to find a way to be gentle, even with the part of ourselves that is way off in that moment.
Yes.
All right. So, Miss Robohm. Miss Robohm.
Yes.
I almost said it the other way.
We love you.
We love you, first of all.
I love you guys.
So, what's the actual web address? I think we had it wrong before. What's your web address for your yoga? Is it yoga in your workplace?
Yes, it's yoga in your workplace because you can do yoga in your work clothes at your desk any time of day.
Yeah. So if they go to your website, what will they find there?
I've mainly been transitioning into special speaking, so I
Okay.
show up at like day-long meetings when people are about to pass out from a food coma in the afternoon.
Dude, you and Daryl should work together because that's what he does it with the joy, and you do it with the actual some yoga stuff that they can do right then and there. Is that what it is, so that they can revive themselves and feel good again?
Yeah, and focus and digest and
Dude, that is
yeah,
awesome.
and get creative.
Totally.
And it's so fun to work with other speakers too. I worked with a feminine-based leadership speaker recently, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of her speech, I just helped people embody what she talked about. It was
Dude.
so cool.
That's awesome. And I was thinking about you on here, and I was thinking about, we're such chemically driven beings.
Yes.
And yoga, just like the morning routine, is one way to shift the chemicals into the right direction. And all the problems, when I do yoga, any problem I thought I had, I don't have it when I leave the session.
It's just another tool to slow us down.
And get those chemicals inside, like moving in the right direction so we can think in an inspired fashion.
I need it. And Ed, you saved my life by just being so honest, especially about how difficult the mornings are for you. Because literally every day I'm like, oh no, for like a split second.
Yeah.
And then I get myself in the right place. So you
Right.
sharing that was incredible.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, Christina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
We'll talk to you again.
Talk to you soon.
We feel blessed by having you. So coming up after the break, we'll have a joke of the day, listener mailbag, and more. So thank you for listening to Funniest Thing on Unity Online Radio. Yeah!
What is called the pants? Take 8.
All right, I'm going to read from this tome.
Okay. So, Christina, we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. Anytime, you guys. And whenever I come down to LA to visit my
heck
brother,
yeah.
I plan to see you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dude.
We can't wait.
Really.
It'll be like the Mod Squad.
That's right. That's
Oh my
right.
God, it'll be crazy to actually see your faces and
Mugs.
as humans.
And
Fantastic.
we're-
Likewise.
Yes. We appear much shorter on YouTube than we are in real life.
Oh, it's so awesome. No, you've been such an insane blessing in my life. I'm grateful.
Well, we're grateful for you. Let me tell you, having you share your positive comments and complimenting us means so much to us. It keeps us going. Just like, anytime you get compliments,
Yeah.
but especially when they come unsolicited
Yeah.
from someone who really you don't have, like, it's not like your mom. I mean, we love that
Yeah.
Ed's mom listens every week. But I mean, it's nice to
It's
have...
remarkable in another way.
Yeah, it's nice to have an objective person.
Especially someone who's been studying and practicing this stuff.
Yes,
That is
and
the best.
And your first letter was the best.
Yeah.
Because
Oh my
it
God,
was...
what an ass I am. Hey guys, you suck, but you made me really happy.
Dude,
Yeah, but we
that's our
love
kinda
that.
letter,
That's our
dude.
kind of letter.
So thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so I'm going to read some of this.
Yeah, and then we got our
Joke.
iTunes. Don't forget our iTunes.
I know, we got to go through the joke.
Yeah, and then
the
straight to the
mailbag.
mail.
And we'll go quickly through what people are saying about the 18 days.
Yes.
And then the iTunes. And then we have a special guest visiting us today.
Yes, we do. Jeff is going to wake up when he sees who's coming in
Right
the
in the
studio.
studio. It's just going to be amazing. I mean, this is high echelon entertainers.
Well, we are in Culver City, the heart of Screenland.
We've had Bing Crosby. We've had
Johnny Mercer. We had the
Mercer,
King.
Elvis.
Both.
Jesus is dropped
And
by.
Elvis, yeah.
Tupac.
Oh, Tupac?
Tupac. Maybe we should do Tupac one of these days.
Oh.
Oh, isn't that funk? Who says Unity Online Radio is not funky? Not me.
All right, we're coming back.
All right.
We now return to the funniest thing. Here are your hosts, Daryl and Ed, the best looking guys on the radio.
Welcome back to Funniest Thing.
Yes.
We're coming to the close of the show, and today's episode is God is always the highest bidder. He always appraises you for way much more than you value yourself. And when we remind ourselves of that, boy, do things start to change.
Yeah, all we got to do is just get in the going in the right direction. Because we'll say it again. I'll say it again. Live your life like you're a philanthropist when you do stuff, giving generously of the gifts that you have, because you are.
And a great slogan that has helped me through the years that you can use, another one I got to give Mike Dugan credit for, is he constantly reminds me when I have bills come up or something happens or there's something that needs unexpectedly is going to seem like it's going to cost a fortune. He always says this: money's not your problem. Money's not your problem. And when people ask you about your creative endeavors, this is because they go, well, how did you sell any paintings? Did you how you're doing this online radio show, but are you getting any money for it?
Yeah, right.
And you know what I say? Money's not my problem.
That's it.
And it cements in my affirmation that God's providing everything I need right when I need it.
That's right.
And it also deactivates the other person from their own
Yeah,
head.
because it lets go of the fear. And
It lets them off the hook in a nice way. They're like,
it clears the fear. Because that's what they're really asking. Like, how am I going to succeed doing what I love?
Right.
And when you just say, hey,
money's
not my problem. That's the ultimate embodiment of what we're talking about.
Just give it away.
Ernest Holmes, give it away, you know. Ernest Holmes, speaking of give it away, says in The Science of Mind, page 262, the divine cannot lack for anything, and we should not lack for anything that makes life worthwhile here on earth. Everything that we do should be a success, and we should be led to those things which are constructive and worthwhile. Nothing is great and nothing is too small to the divine. So we should never wonder if what we're going to do will be hard or easy, because God knows no hard or easy. So you can say to yourself, I have an inner understanding of my place in the universe. I know that it is unique. The divine has not incarnated in anyone else just the same individual way that it has in me. I am unique and forever individualized. Therefore, I do not need to imitate anyone or to long for the good that belongs to another. All good is now mine and is now manifest in my experience. I do not compete with anyone, for I am and remain forever myself. This is united with all selves, but is always an individual and unique self. So, man, speaking of unique selves.
What do we got?
You hear about Patrick? What happened to him?
Oh, what happened?
Well, the other day he went into a confessional box after a long lapse from going into the church, And inside he finds this fully equipped bar. Guinness on tap.
In the confessional.
Oh my God, and a row of decanters with fine Irish whiskey. On the wall, thankfully, there was even a dazzling array of cigars. Then the priest came in. And of course, Patrick says, Father, forgive me, for it's been a long time since I've been to confession. But I must admit that the confessional box is much more inviting than it used to be. And the priest replied,
Get out, you moron. You're on my side.
Yeah!
Oh, wait, what do I hear? She's back.
Oh, man, Gabby's back.
Gabby the postal pit bull is here. Gabby! Hey, one thing I should let our listeners know, and I'll post it, is they don't realize that our station manager, Mr. French, has been moonlighting as an actor.
Oh, dude, that was a big role.
And he's in a commercial, his first on-screen kiss, and we'll post that on the Funniest
What a
Thing
s-
Facebook
yeah.
page today.
He's quite the smooching pooch.
Yeah, it's the commercial for Best Friends Animal Society.
That's right. All right, so what do we got? Why don't you read off some of the responses that we've been getting from 18 Days with Daryl and Ed, which is the 2-minute meditation series we've been posting.
Yes, this one's from Kate Flores in West Orange, New Jersey. If you want a shot of joy and humor and practical tips to enjoy life more, check out their podcast, Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed. She shared that video.
Wow.
And Christopher McKenzie, and we did an About Facebook, and all we could find out on him is he went to school in New Zealand.
That's all we could find.
And he says, "Thank guys, I'm loving these daily meditations."
Dude, this is great.
Oh, what do we got here?
Robohm.
That's right. We got one from Christina, today's guest from Oakland, California. She said, "Perfect. I'm running out of back episodes to get me through every day. Just finished 21 days with Oprah and Deepak.
Yes.
Now on to 18 days with Daryl and Ed. Yay, sanity." Those are her words.
Yes. And?
From Patricia Tanaka in Los Angeles, California. She simply said, "Thank you," with a big exclamation point.
And you were just talking about, who was it, Meister Eckhart, who said, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that's enough.
That'll suffice. That more than suffices.
All right, so one thing we uncovered, which we had been lagging on, which was looking on the iTunes at some of the reviews we got. So Gabby thankfully just handed me my iPhone so I could read some of these. We got one from Chris the Pharmacist 77, who said uplifting and relatable.
These are reviews, like what are they? 5-star reviews
Yeah.
of our iTunes podcasts.
Right, and Chris says, love listening to the podcast when I need an attitude tweak. These guys are so honest, real, and helpful with their personal challenges and use of spiritual practice to make the best of each situation. I enjoy listening and sometimes re-listening. Thank you, Daryl and Ed. And then down here, Lil Quinn Jr., who's been on this show before, says, spiritual, uplifting, and very entertaining. I love these guys. I've been listening to them at Unity Online Radio, but just discovered them on iTunes. I'm excited to be able to go back to the beginning and listen to the early episodes. It's the funniest thing, but at least once per show, and usually more, they will say exactly what I need to hear or plant a seed in my mind that is so useful later on. They are my spiritual gurus, and I love them and the show, Kathy Quinn.
And allow yourself to take in these compliments.
Oh, my God,
Say
yes.
thank you and take them in. Be a high bidder on yourself,
Right.
a praiser like God is. Because the tendency for me sometimes is go, "Oh, yeah, thanks, oh, yeah." And I kind of like,
Yeah.
what do you call it? Like, blow it off in a way.
Or almost like guard ourselves from it or something.
And you know what?
Shy away
That's
from it.
insulting the giver.
That's right.
I'm
Oh, my
not
God.
letting them freely give their gift. I'm making them feel a little bit bad about
It obstructs the circulation, the
Yeah.
divine circulation.
Allow it to
Yeah.
like flow all and digest it and enjoy it and believe it because it's true.
How about this? Ho Ho Halloween, who we got a letter from recently, said, humorous reality check. I love to hear the joy and love that comes from these two great grounded guys. Grounded in spirit that always manage to bring a smile to my face, gratitude to my life, and joy to my spirit. Not to mention a chuckle with their jokes. Keep up the wonderful work, guys, and bless you both for the anchor you've given to my life.
Yes. If you get compliments like that, you can say things like, "Wow, I know, it's amazing," instead of, "Oh, it was nothing."
That's right.
Because really, that makes me want to go, "Wow, that's amazing, thanks."
Dude, how about the NFL junkie with 4 9s after it? 99999. He says, inspiring and uplifting. I listen to this every day to get my mind right. They are very inspiring and have plenty of wisdom to get me through my day.
Wow, and that's from an NFL junkie.
Well, now I think it's time we call in our guests.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you come on in?
Holy cow, look who it is.
Hey, guys.
It's Glenn Fry from the Eagles.
Hey, I was just, so glad you guys invited me down here.
Well, what's going on, Glenn?
Well, earlier in the morning, I just had to tell you guys because my mind was running down the road My mind was running down the road, I was trying to loosen my load. I had 7 worries on my mind. 4, they wanna own me. 2, they wanna stone me. 1
Oh, that sounds horrible, but I can relate, and I know Ed could too.
Yeah, it was a rough one, and then I remembered your show, and I remembered that every time this stuff happens, we should take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand and take it easy. Thank you, Daryl Ed.
No problem. Visit darylned.com to find easy links to everything we do, including the Funniest Thing podcast on iTunes,
BuildingYourWorkplace.com.
our YouTube page, our Twitter feed at Daryl and Ed, and the Funniest Thing fan page on Facebook.
Robohm!
And, as always, thank you for being a part of Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed on Unity Online
Take
Radio.
it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Come on up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand and take it easy.
A woo, woo, woo. A woo, woo, woo. What is Elmer Fudd coming at the end of that song? You know where they go, a woo, a woo, woo, woo. Why don't you put on your glasses before you turn off the video, Ed?
Smart, I forgot that
So
we
you
were
can
still
see
on the
what
air
you're
for our
doing.
YouTube viewers. Let me see, where's that mouse?
I don't know, but it looks like you got a mouse between the eyes.
Huh. Where is it?